Today, we've got an awesome new product and a weird new haircut. The GTX 970 is based on the second gen Maxwell GM204. This has a base clock of 1114 MHz, boost clock of 1253 MHz, 17153 MHz into 4, that is 7010 MHz of memory clock. As you have already understood by now, this card is factory overclocked. 1664 stream processors or shader units or CUDA cores. The memory bus width of this card is 256 bit, although that does not matter because this has Maxwell architecture. We'll come to that a little later. This card has 3.5 GB plus 512 MB GDDR5 memory. The reason I say plus 512 MB is because the last 512 MB is not as fast as the prior 3.5 gigs. This card has PCI Express 3.0 support. This card has two DVI ports, DVI-D, DVI-I, an HDMI port and a display port. This is still okay. But you must know that to run 4K at 60 Hz you have to use the display port, as the HDMI 1.4 port only supports 4K at 30 Hz. Now, let's move ahead to the chip again. The chip is built on a 28 nanometer process. Now, because this is based on the Maxwell architecture of NVIDIA, the second generation, this has an incredibly low TDP of 145 watt. To show its incredible power efficiency, ASUS stripped off the two 6-pin connectors that NVIDIA originally packed with this baby and has given only one 8-pin connector. Let's talk about the coolers now. These STRIX coolers are special. This is not just any open air type cooler, as these fans will not kick in and remain silent and off until your card hits 67 degrees Celsius. You need minimum 11.5 inches clearance in your computer case to accommodate this card. It is a double slot card, that means at your rear end you will need two empty slots to accommodate this card perfectly. Now, let's take a look at these beefy copper heat pipes. You see, this is the result of ASUS's direct CU2 cooling technology, where the copper heat pipes are in direct contact with the chip, thereby cooling this card pretty efficiently. One thing that there is to be noticed is that the memory chips that are there, namely made by Samsung, as you can see, is not cooled or is not under the cover of the heatsink. This is something to be noted, as many other graphic cards out there do have it covered perfectly. A few facts about NVIDIA's Maxwell architecture. Maxwell architecture ensures that this card runs very cool at very low power consumption. Third gen color compression to make better use of memory bandwidth. Dynamic super resolution or DSR downsamples high resolution frames of the games and brings them to your native monitor's resolution, thereby making older games, which this card can drive at 4K or even higher, at your monitor's native resolution. It'll look crisp and awesome. Especially you can notice these in very fine textures like grass or foliages or trees, or even in case of the hair of the animated characters. This also supports MFAA, which offers the same level of visual quality as MSAA, but with much better performance. NVIDIA promises 30% more performance. This also has a synchronous warp, which improves the use of these GPUs with VR headsets like the Oculus Rift and many other VR headsets that we're going to see in the near future. That's it from the feel section of this graphic card. Let's get into the benchmarks to see how this GTX 970 performs. that you've seen our benchmarks and also the feel of the product that I tried to give you guys, we'd like to rate this product a solid 9 out of 10. If you like the work that we are doing, please like our videos. If you did not like this video, dislike it. It's absolutely okay. And positive criticism is welcome because we are new at this. We are starting, okay? We have a lot to learn. So please criticize us, tell us where we can improve, comment in our videos, and lastly, but most importantly, subscribe to our channel as that will help us out a lot. Thank you guys for watching this video.